organization with the principal aim of igniting the success power within people, with the emphasis on the youth. And our vision is simple: to raise people of outstanding success for global relevance. So it's even like very, very relevant for those of us here in Canada. We're not stopping at Nigeria. We believe that even when we, go abroad, wherever it is we go to, we don't have to be second-class citizens. We don't have to be mediocres. We believe that we can still shine our light and be the best that that we've been called to be. So that's the reason why Success Within International exists. We're here to walk with you through every season of your life, walk with you through the failures, walk with you through the successes, through the promotions, through every phase of your life, just to ensure that you're living at your optimum and you have all the fulfillment and satisfaction that you desire. And one thing you need to know about us is that we're a faith-based organization. Like I said, everything about us is hinged on the Word of God. We live our lives solely from the Word of God. I mean, for those of you that some of you may have heard Bayo teach last week, he talked about career, but everything he talked about was from the Bible. Like, he was even giving us networking tips, and we could see he related it to how Joseph left the prison. Joseph left the prison because he was good at networking. He was able to what's it called now, interpret the dreams of those that were around him, simply because he leveraged on the network. He actually reached out to them. So those are the kind of things we learn here. We learn biblical principles, and we ensure that we translate them into, in our own personal lives. So yes, these are our core values. Like I talked about spirituality, this is one big thing for us. Synergy. It's not a one-man army here at Success Within International. We work as a team, and we all the results you see us get here is because we're working, there are people behind the scenes working as a team. We're passionate people as well. Also, we live we live our lives in an exemplary way. We don't just talk. We believe that it's more important to actually walk the talk. And we're also excellent people. We're diligent, and we're very disciplined people. So yes, and I always say this: these are the core values of our organization, but it's very important if you can imbibe all of this into your own personal life. Okay, so in Canada, we have quite a number of pillars that you'd see our programs, displayed. We like to help you on your career journey. We like to help you with capacity building. We also, we're not relationship experts, but as much as possible, we believe that your relationship or marriage is a vital part of your life. And as much as possible, we'll bring in the experts or even share from our own experiences as well, just to help you have a better relationship. Also, education. You can always count on us to bring you tips on that, tips on how to be better, how to improve yourself. Also, in terms of your finances, for those of you that are here in Canada, you know that this is not something to joke with. Irrespective of where you are, the bills are always going to come in, and it's not just about paying bills. We want to ensure that you're financially stable and you're actually wealthy. Like you're not living off every paycheck. So those are some things that you would hear us teach on as well. And we're also big on leadership. So yes, those are the 6 pillars that our programs would that guides our programs. Okay, and so that's it. We are on social media as well. We're on Instagram. So if you can, please follow us at SWE_online. That's the global page. We also have SWE_Canada. If you follow, if you want to follow the Canada page, just so that you're abreast, you stay abreast of all the programs that we have and you're not missing them. And the good thing about it is a lot of programs that we offer are actually for free. These are programs, these are things that we're doing because we're passionate people, because we don't believe that success should be a lonely journey. We want to take as many people as possible. So, no one is getting paid for doing this. So please feel free, ensure you, bring as many people as you love to these programs. I'm sure before the end of the session, we'll talk about next month. Next month is actually going to be very exciting. For those of you in Ontario, we're going to be meeting physically, but I'll leave that to the end of the session for us to get more details on that. So right about now, we're going to be getting into the main gist of the day, and I'll be inviting Bayo to take us further. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Hi, everyone. Good morning. I think I see one or two persons joining us from Nigeria as well. Good afternoon. And I'm happy to host today's breakfast meeting. Let me just share my screen. Just a minute. Thank you. All right. So, okay. Please, can you confirm if you can see my screen? Can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So today we'll be talking about strategic vision mapping and goal mastery. And I realized that a lot of times by the way, we are live on YouTube. So for those that want to also get the YouTube link after this program, we can also share with you so that you can listen to the replay for today's session. Okay. So I realized that over time, a lot of us want something different. And yes, I would say that we try to do something different, but unfortunately, we don't get a different result. And we try different things, we use different approaches, but we don't get things right. And that's basically because sometimes we want to start cutting a tree from the root. And ideally, of course, if you want to cut the tree from the root, you know that the root has like the largest density and the largest mass. So you probably, if you trim off the tree, the branches and the leaves, it might be easier for you to uproot even the tree from the root. So I'm going to be teaching strategic vision mapping and goal mastery in a different light entirely. I'm going to be starting with top to bottom, and I'm going to be giving you very simple tips on basically how to live your vision and get it into a practical reality of life. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing. Very short slide, talk about very critical things. And the most important thing is actually not coming to specific meetings. The most important thing is taking note of what you want to do after that meeting. I've said it a lot of times that sometimes a lot of people come for meetings, but imagine you have a conference and you have 10,000 people in a conference, and 10,000 of those that attended the conference took advantage of what was taught in that conference and they applied it to their life, and then they're able to see that transformation. Imagine how the world would be a better place. That's why I've always said that when you come to certain meetings, you should ensure that you take note of what was taught and exactly what you want to do from that meeting. All right, so let's go. Strategic vision and goal mastery. I realize that when we talk about personal growth is basically our vision, executing it, and then translating our potential fulfilling life to then leading a fulfilling life. So if I ask a lot of you guys on this call, what exactly do you want to do? You know what you want to do. You know what you want to become in the next 5, 3, 2 years. You know how you want to end. You know how you want everything around you to be. But the problem is that the translation of that potential life to a fulfilling life is the big difference. And then what I'm going to be teaching today is very simple, very practical. I've tested it, I've used it, I'm still using it on how to translate the future you to the current you. That's the whole idea of what I want to do today. So personal growth through strategic vision mapping and goal mastery is the key to unlocking your personal for your potential and then you leading a fulfilling life. Great. Okay, so when we talk about personal growth blueprint, I want you to know that it takes intentionality to get any result in life. So, a lot of us, I want to work in this kind of company. I want to be a philanthropist. I want to be an ambassador. I want to work in United Nations. Like, we know what all these things we want. Like, if I ask anyone on this call, can you tell me how exactly you want your 2024 to look like, or the things that are in your place that you want to get? You can tell me that for sure. I know it. But intentionality is critical. And we cannot bet intentionality without going through a personal growth blueprint. And that's basically what I want to show you today. Now, when we talk about the personal growth blueprint, there are three major things about that. And these are the things: the vision, the goal setting, and the habit. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to express it in a very simple way in the next 20 to 25 minutes at the max on how you can encapsulate what exactly you desire to the practical reality of it. Guess what? Every single thing starts with a vision. And the second thing is goal setting. So you have the vision, then you break the vision into achievable goals, and then you're able to ensure that you use the right goal setting structure to execute that, and then the habit. So it's beyond setting goals. That's why James Clear once said that a lot of people fall towards their goals, but they rise to the level of their system. So the real idea of setting goals is to develop habits. This is very powerful. I'm sure someone got it. The main idea of setting goals is to develop habits. Let me give you a good example. A lot of you will say, oh, I want to make 2 million naira this year. That's your goal. But, that is basically not what brings that goal to fulfillment. What brings that goal to fulfillment is basically the things you do to ensure you're able to get that 2 million. Number one, you can say, oh, I want to spend 20% less than I was spending last year. That is an habit that you build on how to spend less. Oh, you can say, I want to develop a new business. You're able to save that kind of money. And of course, the business, that's a system on its own. So the whole idea of goal setting is not just to hit our goals. It is to build systems that can make us replicate those things we have done and keep excelling in anything we do. I asked this question some time ago, and I said that there are some people in your life, there are some people around you that you and I know categorically that the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they will always be excelling. Now, those people, what they have done is these three things. One, they have a compelling vision. The second thing is that they understand the dynamics and the habit of goal setting. And the third one is that they have been able to build strong habits from that goal setting. So in the next 18 minutes left in my time, what I want to do today is to tell you that you can build a personal growth blueprint and then use your vision compass to build the fulfilling life you want using these three things. Starting with a vision. After you have the vision, the next thing is goal setting. After the goal setting, habit. I'm going to teach you 4 ways in which you can develop strong habits using the cue, craving, response, and reward system. So just follow me on this journey and you will see how you can transform your life in 2024. The first one is crafting your strategic vision. When we talk about vision, a lot of times we are very spiritual we are very religious in the concept of vision. Vision is basically the future you. That's your vision. So, and it's very possible that your vision can change per time. So what do I mean? This year, your vision for the next 2 years can be different. When you get to 2026, the next 5 years can also be different. So your vision is your future you. What exactly, Fela Joto once defined the future as the future is everything you can be, but you have not become. The future is everything you can get and you have not gotten. The future is everything you can do and have not done. So your vision is the future you. It's as simple as that. Now, how do you define the vision, the compelling vision, which is the future you? Number one, you can define the compelling you by self-reflection. Ask yourself, what are my personal values and strengths and aspirations that I can take advantage of and get to my future me? That's self-reflection. The second thing is that you need to understand what success means to you. As long as I love football so much and I'm a strong supporter of Arsenal Football Club, and you know what? As much as I love Arsenal dearly, my vision can never become a footballer because I love football, watching football, but the idea of playing soccer as a person does not mean success to me. So in order for you to craft that compelling vision, you need to understand what success means to you. What success means to me is not the same thing as what success means to Ella. It's not the same thing as what success means to Kate. It's not the same as what success means to Priya. So you have to understand what success means to you. I'm taking you on a journey, which is 3. Don't forget the vision. Let me go back again. The vision, the goal setting, and the habit. This is a way to develop your life in any aspect of your life. One of my visions last year was, I want to become a thought leader in project management. And, this year, when I was setting my goals for the year, and I want to become a thought leader in project management, my wife said to me that, you are really a thought leader in project management. You need to know what you have to do to sustain that level. And, it makes me so aware that, this vision is practical. What is the future you? So in crafting your strategic vision, it might be your future, you might be in terms of finance. It might be in terms of capacity. It might be in terms of your family. It might, you have to define, and this is basically what we call the objectives in goal setting. What is that future you? And the second way to actually understand that you have crafted your strategic vision is to write a compelling vision statement for yourself. Like I said, you can have the future in all the sectors, finance, career, family, and all. You need to craft it in a vision statement, because if you don't craft it in a vision statement, you put it as a passive repository, and you are not conscious of the idea that this is the future you. And this is so powerful. And this is why I'm going to talk about vision boarding at the end of the slide. And it's so practical. It's so important. So the first thing you have to do is think, a lot of times we don't sit to actually think. I think it was on Sunday, I was sharing with my wife that, I realized that in church, I get a lot of ideas. So when I'm in church, I just open my iPad, start writing ideas. I'm like, you're always distracted. And I realized the reason I get so many ideas while in church is because church is mostly one of the places that I kind of sit and think without relatively doing something else. So the truth is that it's not that it's in the church that I get most of the ideas, but the challenge is that it's in the church that I actually sit still. So when you sit still, you think about the future you, think about what you want to do, you're able to craft your vision statement. Vision is not meant for pastors alone. Vision is not meant for, and the amazing thing about that, these are principles that even the Jewish, the people that are not believers understand. Vision. That is the reason why your organization that you work for have 5 years vision. So if an organization can have a compelling statement of what they want to become, then you as well, you need to have a compelling vision of what you want to become. When I was in school, when I was in uni, I had a compelling vision for my 100 level. I knew what I wanted to graduate with. I was certain about it. I knew for sure. I knew how I wanted to end. So every aspect of your life, you need to have that strategic vision. No, like I said, vision is not complicated. It's not, don't be religious about vision. It's the future you. It's as simple as that. What do you want to become? Write it down. Okay. Then the second thing I want to talk about is how to, now I've talked about vision. The second thing is goal setting. Goal setting. Now, I'll talk about vision. Now, once you have what you want to become, you need to set your goals. I taught goal setting deeply throughout December, and I'm not going to go into the core basics of goal setting. But what I will tell you is that when you want to set your goals helps to turn your dreams into reality. I started using goal setting about a decade ago, and that is the reason why you can predict your growth, because whatever you don't monitor, you don't measure. Whatever you don't measure, you can't improve on it. So goal setting helps you to turn your dreams into reality, and let your goals be smart. Don't just say, I want to make 2 million, okay? You need to answer, I want to make 2 million in 2022. That is specific. Let your goal be, what do you want to do? Why do you want to do what you want to do? That is what it means for your goals to be specific. Let your goals be measurable. Have timelines that you want to check whether what you are doing is optimally okay or not. Very important. Let your goals be attainable. The reality is that a lot of us have had smart goals, but do we actually do what it means for goals to be smart? So yes, and let your goals be realistic. Don't aim for what you know that it is not possible. I'm not telling you not to apply faith when setting your goals as believers, but what I'm saying is that ensure that what you are saying, even biblically, it is a reality. Imagine me now saying that I want to start playing cricket professionally. I'm basically dreaming, I'm in an illusion. So, and let your goals be time bound as well. This is what it means for you to set solid goals. Also, there is something called a goal mastery technique, and I'm going to teach you briefly. It's called top to bottom goal setting strategy. When you want to set your goal, what is the first one is the sector. You can set goals in every aspect of the wheels of life, which is your finance. I'm using finance because I know a lot of people can relate to money. Your finance, critical. You can set goals on about your career. I know that's also very critical. You can also set your goal. I've talked about career. I've talked about finance. Your family, your business. For those of you that have business, your relationship. For those of you that are in relationship, capacity building, emotional intelligence, leadership. Like, what is that sector you want to set your goal? And the second thing is the objective. So once you have the sector, what is the objective of what you are setting? So let me pick career, for example. That's the sector you pick. What is the objective? Second is that I want to get a 6-figure paying job. That is the objective. I want to get a 6-figure paying job. That is the objective. So don't forget, once you have the sector that you want to set your goal, then you define the objective in each of those sectors. And the third one then are the strategies. What do you want to do? That's the third one. So now I've talked about career, that's the sector. The objective is that I want to get a 6-figure paying job. Now, what are the strategies? Number one, I want to go for upskilling. So probably you are an administrator. You can tell yourself, oh, cybersecurity pays 6-figure. I want to transition into cybersecurity. And then you say, okay, what do I need to do to transition into cybersecurity? Okay, I need to register for a certification exam. I need to go for training. I need to go for volunteering. I need to go for hands-on experience. Now, can you see what I'm talking about? A lot of times, people just stop at, oh, I want to earn 6 figures. That will not bring you any good thing. So what brings you the good results is to ensure that you take the bottom-up strategy for goal setting, the sectors, the objectives, and then the strategies that you want to use to achieve your goals. And then set realistic deadlines. Ensure that your goals have deadlines. Whatever you don't put deadline on, basically you are not measuring it. It means that you cannot monitor the progress. Then connect with individuals and organization goals. This is very important. Network with people. I've talked a lot about networking. You know, there's so much power in networking, massive power. Success Win International have been existing for this year will make us 12 years of existence. But when we wanted to transition into Canada, I had to look for like minds on people that we can set it up together. Power of networking. And also celebrate your wins. Don't be so rigid in your goals that you don't want to celebrate. When you hit a milestone, celebrate. Make yourself happy. And my family and I, we use this massively. Even if you just go for lunch or something, we celebrate small wins. It's so important we celebrate small wins. And this is so powerful that, finance experts have thought that your bonus, don't spend your bonus, save your bonus. In my own family, when we have bonus, we take a percentage of any bonus we get and we enjoy it. It's flex money, a percentage, not everything. So you have to always celebrate your wins, your big or small wins, and let your goals have clear milestones. Thank you. All right. Now, I've talked about the vision. I've talked about goal setting. I want to talk about something very powerful, and this is habit. A lot of times we want to change. We want to change certain things. Probably, let me use a finance example. Maybe you realize that, oh, you are just, you spend a lot, and that's the problem. Like, you really spend a lot. Every change goes through 3 systems. And this part is very important. I really want you to pay attention to what I'm going to talk about in this part. Every change requires 3 layers. The first one is outcome. Outcome is the reality of what you want. The second thing is the process. What is the process? The process basically is what you do. And the third one is identity. Identity is your core person. And I want to tell you something. Look at this. As Christians, there are 2 approaches to managing this change. The first approach is called identity-based approach. It's starting from your identity, then changing outward. Now, there's another approach. It is called the word approach. It is called outcome-based approach. Let me explain that in a very simple and practical way. You want to save, you want to stop spending lavishly, for example. I'm just using a basic example, by the way. And, you are starting from a core of saying that, I don't want to spend, I love it now. I don't want to spend lavishly. I don't want to spend lavishly. You are starting from the outcome. Whereas, think about this. So let me just explain this. Identity is that, you know what, Adebayo, you don't want to spend, Adebayo, you are not a lavish spender. That's an identity. The process is everything I have to correct to ensure that I don't spend lavishly. Outcome is now that, you know what, I now don't spend lavishly. Let me take that again. Identity is saying, Bayo, you are not a lavish spender. Process is basically everything I do to ensure I don't spend lavishly. Then the outcome is to say, oh, Bayo, you are not spending lavishly. Now, a lot of times, we want to correct habits from the outcome. To say, oh, I don't want to spend this, I don't want to buy this because I don't want to be a lavish spender. Guess what? That's why some of us fall from the trap. We fall to the trap of this outcome. And we remain grounded in bad habits because the changes are not sustainable. Imagine, for example, you are a smoker and you personally want to stop smoking. And the outcome is that, oh, Bayo wants to stop smoking. Or Bayo has stopped smoking. The process is everything I do to ensure I stop smoking, while the identity is that Bayo is not a smoker. Now, every single time you see a stick of cigarette and you say that I want to stop smoking, you are thinking about the outcome. But look at this now. I see a stick of cigarette. I say I am not a smoker. There is nothing that will make me take that cigarette. That is how to have an identity-based habit. Identity-based habit is you are trying to change your life from your identity. You know, that's why my role model, Dr. Sam Adeyemi, once said that life begins from within, then without. Every sustainable change has to come from within. That is an identity-based approach of changing habits. So in 2024, whatever you want to change, you know, my role model, Dr. Sam Adeyemi, will always say that the reason why New Year resolution will never become a New Year resolution is because the habits are still intact. So you have to change those habits. No, I gave you a journey of vision, goal setting, then habits. But if you look at it, the habit has to change because the habit is the most important thing. The habit is what will deliver the future you to you. So what will deliver the future you to you is not just saying, oh, this is my vision. No. What will deliver your future you, which is a compelling vision of what you want, is changing those habits. So if you sleep too much and you want to read at night, reading at night is not the problem. The problem is that the sleeping too much is the problem. Okay, so whatever you want to change, start with the new identity you want to form. You know, I'll give you a very personal example. About 5 years, is it 5 years? In 2015, 2016, I was working one of the biggest companies in Nigeria, back the Nigerian brewery. As a young guy, I started my career at 25, very comfortable. I had a car to myself, like I was extremely comfortable, but I was still struggling with money. It was so big that I was thinking about money. Before salary comes, I was thinking about, oh, money, when next the salary comes. But something changed about me, the mindset of money. Now, one of the things I've personally mastered in life is finances. Like, I've mastered finances so much that sometimes when salaries are paid when like 3 salaries are paid, I don't even know salaries are being paid because those salaries just go to repository. And what changed is identity. So stop telling yourself, oh, I want to become a better spender. No, start by saying, I am a better spender. And when you understand that identity and you understand the crux of the core identity, it is easier for you to go on a journey of that process. And then that outcome will now reflect entirely what the identity is. So stop trying to change the outcome. No, start with your new identity. Go on the journey of the process and you will realize how your outcome will be very, very different and new. Okay, don't forget, every sustainable change must start from within. Stop trying to change the outcome. Start by reflecting the identity. Tell yourself, oh, I am a prudent spender. Oh, my career is taking an amazing turn this year. And then the more you confess that to yourself, the more you believe it. Then you go on those processes. Over time, your outcome will reflect your identity. You know, one of the things for those of you that know me well, in the last 10 years, I've been telling myself, my personal vision is that I want to be globally relevant. Success International started 2012, and our vision is to raise people of outstanding success for globally relevant. Since 2012, we were in the crux of OTA, and we had that compelling vision. And then that vision, we were then able to translate with the process of what we believe, and then our outcome is looking like it. So don't forget, For every sustainable change, it must start from within your identity. Very critical. All right. Now, I'm not going to teach you, now that you have tried to understand how to believe your identity-based approach. I'm going to teach you 4 ways to understand a sustainable habit. There are 4 things I'm going to teach you. It's the cue, the cravings, the routine, and the reward. The cue is basically what triggers your brain to do something. And, let me just do this so you understand this now. So let me give you a good example. Maybe this year, you want to read a particular, let me just use a book. You want to read a book, and you have been struggling to read a book. Like you have been struggling to read a book. Maybe last year, you had to read just 1 book, and you're not able to read that book, and you want to read a book. I'm going to teach you how to create a sustainable habit with these 4 steps. And you can use these steps in every aspect of your life. The first one is cue. Whatever you want to do, cue, make it obvious. So it triggers your brain to do something. So if you want to read a book, don't put the book under your locker. Don't put, like this is my office space. I used to have books that I want to read, but I realized that at work, I'm always on my laptop doing stuff. So I started putting the book beside my bed, because before I go to bed, I have more time to myself. And I realized that I end up reading almost every night now before going to bed, even though I missed it sometimes. So cue is that ensure that whenever you want to create an habit, add something that triggers your brain to do something. So if you want to save more money, you can do as basic as you can cut how much you want to save per month and put it somewhere you can see it every day. So that when you see your salary, you don't need to say yourself, I've sent the money. You make sure you have something that triggers your brain to do something. So in building a new habit, the cue is that make it obvious. The second thing I will teach is craving. Craving is that ensure that whatever you want to do, make sure it's attractive. A lot of you want to read a book and you are starting from Shakespeare. It's difficult. Whatever topic you love, start with that. Start reading that particular topic you love, and you will realize that over time, you will now develop the habit of reading books. It's as simple as that. One of the things that I love so much is anything success strategies, personal development, leadership. Like, I start my year with those books. Very basic. Because these are things that stimulate me. So I've told you cue. Cue is put what you want to do in an obvious place. It can be on a vision board. It can be beside you or not. Second thing is that craving. The habit you want to build, make it attractive. If you want to stop smoking, for example, a way to do that is, while I'm smoking, buy sweets, lollipop. So that while I'm going for a stick of cigarettes, you pick lollipop and take it. The third one is response. When you want to build a new habit, put systems that are easy. So you want to read a book, the book has 50 chapters. You are telling yourself that you want to read 10 chapters per day. One of the ways in which my Bible study is so solid is that every day I have a daily plan, and it's never more than 3 chapters per day. Never more than that. Never more than that. Never more than that. So ensure that your response to the habit you want to build, it is easy to develop. And the last one is reward. Make it satisfying. Ensure that the habit you want to build, there is something at the end of the tunnel that stimulates you. Don't forget, cue. Make it obvious. Craving. Make sure when you want to build a new habit, it is attractive. And the third one is make sure it is easy to do. Put them in different milestones that they are not so overwhelming. And the last one is reward. Make it satisfying. Now, this is the last thing I'll talk about. A lot of times, we realize that, I've talked about vision, goal setting habits. Now, I've said it like it is quite easy. Life does not answer to this. It is not this easy. So what exactly do we need to do to ensure that we understand that when we have challenges, we overcome it? Prepare for challenges. There's one of the books I love so much that I've read in my life. It's Peaks and Valleys of Life by Joseph Pesman, the author of Who Moved My Cheese. In that book says that in life, there will always be peaks and valleys. Peaks are your high times, valleys are your low times. So because you already know that there will be low times in life, you are already prepared for it. Now, when those low times come, just go through it. One of the things that I personally enjoy so much in my life is basically problems. I love it. There was a time that something, I can't remember the exact thing. I was trying to fix something at home, and I was struggling with that thing, and I did it. I asked my wife that, do you think I could do this? She said that, oh yes, I knew you were going to do it. Because when I see challenges, I love it. Because you cannot experience triumph if you don't go through challenges. Even you cannot win a football match if you don't play a match. That's the reality. Except they give your opponent walkover, which is not within your control. So ensure that when there are challenges in life, you understand that they are just there for a short while, and build competence to overcome those obstacles, and you stay motivated. So create a vision board. This is very important. Whatever vision you want, ensure that it's somewhere that you can easily see it, and then you ensure that you plan well. Your habits, ensure that you do them consistently and daily. Consistency and discipline, these words are very important, and that's why not everybody achieves success, because people are generally lazy. So if you want to triumph, then you need to maintain consistency and discipline in all you do, and not some of the things you do. Thank you so much. Any questions for me? Any questions for me? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? I would like to take your questions. Thank you for the feedback. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Some say the time is too short. Okay, so we always like to keep our breakfast meeting to 1 hour. All right, if there's no more question, I would like to show you guys something. So for the very first time in Canada, we are going to be having, when is the next breakfast meeting happening? Okay, so we have our breakfast meeting every month. And for the very first time in Canada, we are going to be having a physical breakfast meeting. For the very, very first time in Canada, is going to be a physical meeting, and we have an amazing venue for you guys. And the venue is in Mississauga, Ontario. Don't worry, for those that are not in Canada, Ontario, we are going to stream it live on YouTube, just like we did for today's session. But guess what? We only have limited space available for this session. Now, let me give you something. Let me give you an introduction about this session. Why it's a meeting why you must not miss. I was going through something around the immigrants, the Black professionals, basically, that succeed. I'm not talking about just having food on their table. I'm talking about success. And in both Canada and in America, and I've seen 3 things that make immigrants succeed in an unknown land. And we have tagged this beyond borders. Don't say because you're an immigrant, you limit yourself. So I'm going to be teaching on something that will empower immigrants' mindset for success. I'm begging you, please don't miss this event. If you're not going to be available physically, if you're not in Ontario or something, and yes, let me just drop, like I said, I promise to share this registration link with those that attended this meeting first, because we have limited seats available. As long as those seats are filled, we will close the session. So I just dropped the registration link now in our, what's it called now? In our chat. Just to confirm, is there, right? Oh yes, I think it's there. Great. I just dropped the registration link in the chat. We have very limited space. I think we have about 30 marks of the people that the venue can sit. Is in Mississauga. The venue is conducive. We have free breakfast for you, cookies, not amala for breakfast, but like nice cookies, nice croissant bread, free coffee, free tea. And apart from the teaching, we are going to have an amazing networking session. People are going to share their experience so far in Canada. We are going to have an in-depth conversation. I'm begging you, this is a meeting not to miss. It opens 10:30, and our meeting is going to be like for 1.5 hours max. Please don't miss this meeting. It starts beyond borders, empowering immigrant mindset for success. We are going to be talking about strategies to overcome any limit as an immigrant and not take over territories. I'm a Christian, so let me say this. God has a specific agenda for immigrants. And think about the scripture. Every single person in the Bible, there was movement. There was movement. right from Abraham down to Paul of Tarsus, there was movement. So even in God's agenda, he has a strong notion for immigrants. So the second part is that now we have also discovered principles that work on how to succeed. And I'm not talking about just having money for food and how to pay your bills. I'm talking about how to take over territories and expand your mind. So I've shared the registration link. Please register as long as we have, I think we have about 7 or 8 persons that are registered for this event, even before today. And as long as we have that 30 field, we'll close the link, and then we are only going to share the YouTube link with every other person that wants to join us. The date is Saturday, 17th February. And the good part is that that's the family weekend. So there's Monday public holiday for those that live in Canada. So it's a good time for you to attend this event. Door opens 10:30 a.m. We start. Ambience environment, a conference room setting, we gist, we network, and we discuss about how to take territories. Guess what? This is the first time we are having a physical meeting, and it's called Immigrant Connect. So I look forward to seeing everyone there. And the other thing is that for those that are just joining us for the first time in Canada for our breakfast meeting, we have a closed WhatsApp group, which is which you can easily join us. And when we have events like this, can be one of the first set of people to see those events and then take advantage of the situation. All right. And that brings us to the end of today's breakfast meeting. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for today. Just like we promised you, our breakfast meeting. Yes, our breakfast meeting is just. Oh, sorry, guys. I think I'm not sharing the right link. Just a minute. Because it's showing as a form. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, good. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We have 5 more minutes. Is there any other question anyone would like to ask? Any question? Any question?
Yes, Bayo. My question
Victor.
would be, how do you keep yourself motivated, when it comes to the goal setting? Habits are hard to break, and sometimes you find yourself that it's easier for there's already a cycle, so it's easy for the cycle to just continue.
Yeah.
When you are now trying to have a change, how do you ensure that you stay true to purpose in that journey?
Yeah. Very good question. So, and I'll go back to what I thought today. The answer is very simple. The vision. The vision is the future you. A lot of times when we define that future us, we are not really intentional about it, or we just say it casually. Like that I said, that sometimes we need to just stay back, think about what we want, what we really desire. As long as we're able to get what we want and what we really desire, we will know that, oh, this is really what I want. And that's enough to keep you up at night, to be honest. That is enough to keep you up at night. So we are not really intentional about the way we craft the future us, and we get the future us. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I'm not sure I want to do it. What is that thing that you really want to do? As long as you're able to define that future what you want to do, it becomes a lot easier for you to work towards it, and then you're able to get exactly what you really desire. One of the things I'm going to be sharing next month, which is our first physical breakfast meeting on the Immigrant Connect, is the mindset. And the mindset basically works on what we want. And when we talk about the mindset, a lot of us always say, oh, keep your mind really good. But guess what? Thomas Aquinas once said that the mind is a passive receptacle. What does that mean? It means that the mind is just there. The mind only magnetizes what we think on. So we can only define the real mindset when our thought is gained or placed on something else. And it is better when we have our compelling vision, so that with that compelling vision, we're able to think the right way, put our thoughts together, and it keeps us up at night to get what we really desire. So the answer is the vision. What exactly do we want to do? And let's be real about it. And like I said, a lot of people think these things are just there. Oh, vision, we get vision all the time, but it's so powerful that the simplicity of the word has made it lose its value. but vision is enough for you to not sleep at night. It's easy. The vision. What exactly do you want to do? And you get it. Okay. Thank you. So you made me share one of these now to talk about next one, the mindset. Please, it's not a meeting to miss. It's not a meeting to miss. I'm begging you. If for those in Ontario, you don't have any reason to miss it. For those outside Ontario, we are going to stream it live on YouTube. Please don't miss that meeting. All right. Okay, if there's no other questions, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us at Success Within International Canada. Our vision is to raise people of outstanding success for global relevance. I want to help you succeed. I want to enjoy your success as well. Thank you so much. See you next meeting. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.